There is an update in the Julian Assange case as a British High Court has ruled in favor of the US extraditing Julian Assange. Now, regardless of your feelings about Assange, whether you like him or not, whether you don't like that he went after or leaked emails about Hillary Clinton in 2016 that hurt her, whatever. It doesn't matter how you feel about Julian Assange. What matters is that prosecuting him would be a direct threat to press freedom. That is a fact, and I'll get to more on that in a bit. Just a quick reminder here, in case you want more of a backstory to all of this and why any of this is even going on. I have a video on that back in, I think this is 2019, but regardless, I'll link to the video below. But essentially, just a quick summary. Chelsea Manning, back when she was Bradley Manning, uncovered U.S. torture, abuse, soldiers laughing as they killed innocent civilians. And that was leaked to WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. Julian Assange shared that information. And of course, U.S. didn't like that. And under the Trump administration, they indicted him. So that here. The Freedom of the Press Foundation saying the Trump administration's indictment of Julian Assange threatens core press freedom rights. It's important to point out here that Obama did not go after him. Trump did. So there are people out there that, and by the way, Biden's continuing it, so Biden is just taking on a Trump policy. But there are people out there that pretend to be, on the left. Yet they refuse to acknowledge that it was Donald Trump that led to this. Not Barack Obama, Donald Trump. So more on that here. Again, this is back from 2019. From their letter saying, for years, the Obama administration considered indicting WikiLeaks publisher Julian Assange before rightly concluding that it could not do so without encroaching on core press freedoms. Now, almost 9 years in, the Trump administration has used the same information to manufacture a flimsy pretextual indictment involving a conspiracy to violate the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act based entirely on alleged conversations between a journalist and source. While the Trump administration has so far not attempted to explicitly declare the act of publishing illegal, a core part of its argument would criminalize many common journalist-source interactions that reporters rely on all the time. Requesting more documents from a source, using an encrypted chat message, or trying to keep a source's identity anonymous are not crimes. They are vital to the journalistic process. Whether or not you like Assange, the charge against him is a serious press freedom threat and should be vigorously protested by all those who care about the First Amendment. So this is just a fact. Prosecuting him would absolutely criminalize aspects of journalism, things that journalists do every single day. And again, to be clear, Trump did this. So to liberals, are you siding with Donald Trump over Barack Obama on an issue of press freedom? And to, the fake leftists like Jimmy Dore, why do you never bring this up? You only ever attack Democrats. You never recognize, even in a case that you pretend to care about, Julian Assange, that it was Trump that did this. You know, if Obama had done this, you would bring that up every single time. But Trump did it. Oh, who knows why this is going on? Not even to mention, under Trump, kidnapping, assassination, and a London shootout inside the CIA's secret war plans against WikiLeaks. Under Donald Trump, there was, according to this report, a potential plan to kidnap and assassinate Julian Assange. Can you imagine if Obama did this? Yeah. And of course, Biden continuing what Trump did. So he's no better here. Now, getting to the groups that are defending Julian Assange in this case. So this is a story from the beginning of this year. Civil liberties groups ask Biden Justice Department to drop Julian Assange case. The Freedom of the Press Foundation organized a letter. Other signers, about 24 groups, included the American Civil Liberties Union, Amnesty International USA, the Center for Constitutional Rights, the Committee to Protect Journalists, Demand Progress, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Human Rights Watch, the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, the Project on Government Oversight, and Reporters Without Borders. These groups understand what is and isn't a threat to press freedom. They wouldn't be defending him if this was nothing. They're out here coming together defending Julian Assange in this case because they understand the threat to press freedom. Going on to say here, quote, most of these charges against Assange concern activities that are no different from those used by investigative journalists around the world every day. Kenneth Roth, the executive director of Human Rights Watch, said in a separate statement, quote, President Biden should avoid setting a terrible precedent by criminalizing key tools of independent journalism that are essential for a healthy democracy. So it's just, it's wild to see Joe Biden here siding with Donald Trump over Barack Obama. There was that one surprise we had with Afghanistan where Biden actually pulled out. Didn't think he would, but he did. Good on him. But here, he is doing the opposite and still going through with a potentially devastating blow to press freedom. Now, more on this most recent story about Julian Assange being extradited. So Washington Post here writing, a British High Court ruled Friday that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange can be extradited to the U.S. to face charges for violating the Espionage Act. The 50-year-old Australian will remain in London's Belmarsh prison, where he has been held since April 2019 after the Ecuadorian embassy revoked his political asylum. Stella Morris, Assange's partner, mother of his 2 children, and former lawyer, said they will file a final appeal to the British Supreme Court, which would hear the case only if it believes it involves a point of law of general public importance. That process could take weeks or months. If the British Supreme Court declines to hear Assange's final appeal, he could seek a stay of extradition from the European Court of Human Rights, a substantial legal hurdle. U.S. prosecutors charged that Assange helped to hack into classified information and published thousands of pages of military records and diplomatic cables about the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, which put the lives of allies in danger. Assange's supporters say he was acting as an investigative journalist who uncovered a trove of damning material about American acts abroad. They say the extradition and prosecution will undermine press freedoms in the U.S. I gotta say here, it is disgusting for the Washington Post to both sides this issue. When any reporter knows for a fact that this is true, that will undermine press freedom if he is prosecuted. They know this for a fact, yet they play neutral. One side says this, one side says this. At no point did they say the actual reality, the objective reality. This is one of the major issues with journalism now, is they play both sides and don't give you the actual facts. Last thing here, Ryan Grimm saying, as we continue to drift toward authoritarianism, historians will see Biden's pursuit of Julian Assange as a major stain on his legacy and a contributor toward that authoritarian drift. Yep, on this issue, it's clear that Joe Biden is no better than Donald Trump.